Alrighty, so it's Monday about 9 o'clock, and I have literally been wearing the same clothes since Saturday night. You're welcome. I haven't showered, obviously, or changed my clothes, and it smells that way. So be glad you're on that side of the camera. But I wanted to show you, let me tilt this just a little bit. I wanted to show you the latest project that I'm working on. Should probably shower. But anyway, the latest project that I've been working on. I've been thinking more and more about doing a self-portrait, but I have zero interest in doing self-portraits. I just, I don't care. Who cares? Who cares? But then I came up with, I was thinking, we've all been living in this different world for about a year. I mean, in normal times, I'm not a social person. In normal times, I'm not a, let's hang out and do this thing and eat and stuff. I'm not that person. I get invited places. Well, I'm not anymore, but I've gotten invited places, and I don't go. I don't show up. I don't go because it's just, to me, it holds, most of the time it holds no interest, even if the people I love, people I absolutely adore, invite me places. I am so bad at being a hanger-outer that, Thanksgiving 2012, I was hungry, I was exhausted, but I was working on some things. I was painting, and I got invited to a Thanksgiving dinner. A friend of mine said, what are you doing for Thanksgiving? And I said, painting. She said, what do you have for food? And I'm like, I don't know. And I really had nothing in the fridge, but I just wanted to paint. And plus the idea of, hanging out, just, it's so overwhelming. I'm getting to a point. So anyway, what happened was Thanksgiving night, when I was supposed to be there, 2 or 3 of the people at this dinner started texting me, and they said, "Are you coming?" And I said, I don't know. I don't know. And the 2 or 3 of them said it almost simultaneously. They were all sitting together, so they must have just decided, if you're not going to drive yourself over, we're coming to get you. And I mean, it was just so kind and so sweet, and it's just so lovely to have people want to include me, that even though I was totally exhausted and very, very hungry, and I didn't want to go. I got in the car, because really, how kind, how very, very kind. But the point is, I'm not a social person. I have organized shows. I've helped to organize shows. I've brought in artists on all different levels, from people who are in museums, people who are well known or reasonably known, to people who've never done shows before. But none of us have had that ability for over a year now. I haven't been in a community where you can do that. Now we're into our 4th year of living in a community that's supposed to be an arts community, but doesn't really have the bones, the structure for artists. So I haven't been able to do that in over 4 years. But none of us, even if we're living in a real art culture, society or community, have had that ability because of COVID. So here we go. Back to the point, leading to the point, my little stories that I do. I decided to do a self-portrait, but I've built a series in my mind, and I'm making a list of projects I want to do around the self-portrait series, where I'm partnering myself with an artist that I've admired, I've loved, I've appreciated, my whole life. Not somebody new, but somebody I've appreciated for a long, long time. And this first person is Alice Neel. And Alice Neel was a portrait artist who gained fame or notoriety in her 60s. There goes licorice. Sorry, I just ate black licorice and I almost spit it out, some of it out. Truth be told, I'm turning 58 this week. And I'm not particularly pleased with where I am in life. I am very frustrated, as was Alice Neel. The reason that she became a woman of note, an artist of note, was because of her friendship with Andy Warhol. It's only because Andy Warhol went, ping, you're the one, that we had Alice Neel. Now, when Alice died, she had been on the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. I mean, what artist does that happen to? But she was pretty well known at that point. She had transformed the idea of portraiture and who should be painted. She was living in Spanish Harlem. She had moved around different parts of New York, but she was living in Spanish Harlem, painting people of the Spanish Harlem community, but also she was painting gay couples, men dying of AIDS. She was painting celebrities. She was painting her neighbors. She's famous for painting women while they were breastfeeding, and not in that Mary Cassatt, isn't that sweet kind of way. It was in a this is life kind of way. So I really looked up to her my entire life, although I did kind of forget about her for a couple of decades until another artist wrote me and said, "You are Alice Neel times 1,000." And I went, Alice Neel, that is such a great compliment. If you get a chance, go on YouTube and look up Alice Neel, 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 on Johnny Carson. She's a balls to the wall, take no prisoners, unapologetic, older female artist. And it wasn't like she started at 50 or 60. She started young. But she fought against the system, the white male system, patriarchy, her entire life. And because of when she was born, she also went from relationship to relationship, having a man in her life, because that was one of the most important things. It still is. You're not somebody until a man validates your existence or says you're attractive enough to love, you're worthy of it. That's the world she grew up in. Totally, she was born in 1900. She died in 1984. And I wish I had thought twice, or it even crossed my mind to write her when she was alive, because really as a kid, before I forgot about her, she had a huge influence over me. Because when I was growing up, women weren't allowed to do a lot of things. As I've said before, I was the first girl to take drafting in my school district on all of Cape Cod. I was the first one. I was the first one to ask if I could take shop, to beg if I could take shop class year after year, woodworking, mechanics. And I was told, no. I was the first one in my school to wear pants, girl to wear pants to school, if you can imagine, because now people wear pajamas everywhere. I feel a kinship to her. So Alice Neel is the first one I'm doing. The next one I want to do is Toulouse-Lautrec, who had a huge effect on me in high school. But here's my self-portrait. They're both going to be super poppy, of course. They're going to have super bright colors. And there I am with all my wrinkles and all my stuff. There I am, tired, exhausted, worn out, frustrated as all get out, just as Alice Neel would be in her lifetime. Anyway, look her up, Alice Neal. My kitty's dinner is burning. I'm making him chicken and it's sitting on the stove. I can see smoke billowing out right now. So I gotta shut this off and run over. Anyway. Oh, shower. Look at this hair again. Max, Grammy has to go take a shower. I love you, Max. All right, ciao, you guys. Ciao, see you soon. Ready, Carrie? I haven't forgotten you, buddy. I haven't forgotten. Even though we haven't talked as much, I haven't forgotten you. All right, Carrie, we'll see you later. Ready? Meow. And Punky, this is for you too. Meow, meow, meow. Boink.